Tim Hughes, that's Brutal Bob Evans, and you're listening to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Money, it's Clyde, it's Mike Britt, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You guys ready to do this?
That's right, baby. Absolutely. Excited, ready to do it.
It's been a while, guys. We almost was like on a brief summer break. Everybody was kind of out doing their own thing, and now I think Commissioner Gordon finally put the bat signal back up in the sky, and it's time for us to assemble. You guys ready to do this?
Yeah, sounds good to me, brother. Oh, yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Clyde, what have you been up to these last couple weeks, brother?
Oh, man, I've been out hunting, hunting Sasquatch up in the northern California, brother, typical stuff.
Nothing wrong with that, dude. Always, really, like nothing like a good Sasquatch hunt to get you reinvigorated, brother. And Mike, how you been doing these past couple weeks? How's things down there on the beautiful Gulf Coast?
Man, doing good, man. Just trying to catch a couple independent shows and trying to spend as much time possible by the pool or the beach, man. It's just like Tarzan hot here, brother.
Right.
Like it is everywhere, I guess.
Absolutely, brother. And before we hop into the show today, we got some big news we want to break. And we don't like to wait till the end of the show. We're not going to tease you the whole damn show with it and make you wait and hear all of our ridiculousness. Mike, why don't you tell the people what's coming up here real soon? What we just got done cutting, baby.
Oh, yeah, man. We just had a great interview at we feel like is up and coming. Well, he is. He's an up and coming star on the independent scene, especially around here in the Gulf Coast. He's made travels. I believe he said to Puerto Rico and had a tryout for NXT. Mr. Ray Fury, the mass sensation. We had a great interview with him today, and we're excited about it. We can't wait to drop it.
Yeah. Yeet. Can't wait. 2 claps and a yeet yeet for Mr. Ray Fury. And you're absolutely right, Mike. It's going to be beautiful. Can't wait. We got to put a little bit of editing, finishing touches on it, make sure it's right. But it's going to be pretty cool. And you guys ready to hop in today's show?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, guys, here's what we're going to do. Segment 1, we're going to talk a little bit of Shane O'Mac versus KO. Going to talk a little bit about Bayley versus Ember Moon being booked for SummerSlam. Going to talk about New Day. They have all the belts. What? New Day has all the belts. Going to talk about the Iconics. Strowman versus Lashley. We was wanting to touch on that a little bit. Segment number 2, going to talk a little bit about random wrestling knowledge with Clyde, our favorite segment of the day. Segment number 3, we're going to discuss Brock Lesnar cashing in, how Undertaker looked a little better this past match, and also we're going to play a new segment called What's Hot with all 3 of us. So you gentlemen ready to hop into all this?
Let's get it, baby.
Here's what I've been dying to talk about with you guys right here. This Shane O'Mac versus KO angle that is developing, it has Attitude Era written all over it. This is so reminding me of like the Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon, back in the day. And I'm really enjoying this. Like the whole locker room's been getting involved the past few weeks, and you can really see, the new direction that creative's taken here on the show. And I can't lie, I'm loving it. I'm digging it. And Mike Britt, how do you feel about it, baby?
Well, I applaud them for listening to the fans, and there's been a buzz going around for a little while that they're going to try to bring back the Attitude Era. I think it's pretty cool. I feel like they kind of did it with Becky already, but Kevin Owens, man, he can make anything work. So I think it's going to make for good TV in the future.
I think so too, Clyde. How do you feel about this angle? And KO's got the stunner and everything too. I mean, it's just rewriting that all over in my mind, brother. What do you think, Clyde?
I love it, man. It's a relatable story. I'm sure all of us out there, one time or another, want to kick our boss right in the snuts, And I like how he's been putting a stank on that stunner, man. There's a little extra stank on the stunner, so it's good stuff, good television.
And Clyde, do you like how the locker room's getting involved? And do you feel like, it almost kind of has a feel of like they're maybe creating some factions or something on, like some huge, like going to split the locker room into 2 big factions or something? I don't know, brother. Do you like that, the way that's kind of developing?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'd love to see the factions come back. I mean, WWE owns pretty sure they own the rights to almost every name that was relevant after as far as factions, NWO, Heart Foundation. And you can't forget the Four Horsemen, so
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
never know, brother.
Speaking of factions, and real quick, this is off topic just a little bit here, but Mike Britt, what do you think about AJ Styles and the Good Brothers coming together there?
Absolutely love it, man. I love it. I think AJ, he makes a pretty cool heel. I'm not quite sure if they're, we consider him a heel, but with the work that he's doing with Ricochet, and I think so many of these guys have been sitting on the shelf too long, and Good Brothers being one of them, man. I don't think they've ever really got a chance to really prove what they can do. So, man, I say it's hip, and I love where it's going, man.
Absolutely, I do too. And speaking of sitting on the shelf for a while, we hadn't really seen a whole lot of Ember Moon lately, but she kind of came out of nowhere the other night to team up with Bayley and in a funny little match there. And afterwards, though, they Bayley and Ember Moon are going to square off for the championship here at SummerSlam. And Clyde, does that match do anything for you, brother?
I love it, man. It's a fresh matchup. Ember Moon is unbelievably talented. What's that? The Eclipse off the top rope and kind of babyface versus babyface, and yeah, I'm all for it, brother. It's fresh storyline.
Fresh, I love it too, brother. Like you said there, brother. Mike Britt, what do you think? Bayley versus Ember Moon. What does that do for you?
I like it, man. Just like Clyde said, it's something fresh, it's something different that hasn't been done yet. I like Ember Moon, man. She's just she's got a cool look and probably one of the best finishers in the business. And let me just throw out there, I've just really been getting into Bayley's work here lately. I think she's just well-rounded, and I think she's a great wrestler.
Absolutely. I'm coming around on Bayley, too. I can't lie, Mike. I'm hugging you real quick, bro hug through the phone. I'm feeling, Bayley's got some skills, man. She does. She has some skills. And like I said, I'm not so much into all the hugs and that kind of gimmick, man. But when you just put all that aside and watch Bayley wrestle, man, she's phenomenal, dude. What is there not to like, Clyde,
She's a master of her craft, brother. That's all there is to it. She gets better every year.
And speaking of master of the, what was you saying? Sorry.
Are you telling me that craft? Are you telling me, David, that you would turn down a Bayley hug?
No, I definitely would not turn down a hug from Bayley. I'm just saying, I guess the gimmick comes off as a little childish to me. That's all, as a grown man, But I still love her skill in the ring, brother. I do, and I think there's a place for that gimmick because kids love it. They eat it up, brother. So I'm not knocking it, Heck no. Would you turn down a hug from Bayley, Clyde?
No, sir. And I was gonna say, if you don't want the hug, I'll take the extra one, bro. That's right. I think Clyde would jump the barricade to get a Bayley hug.
I think he would. Yeah. I think he would.
Yeah. Lord have mercy, Bayley's got her blue jeans on, bro.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Taking it back. All right, guys. Speaking of, you messed up I had like a good segue into this next one, but let's talk about this. New Day got all the belts, man. What's going on here with this, Mike Britt? You like seeing New Day with all the belts?
Yeah, man, I like it. They're great talent, man. I like it. I'm glad they're rolling that way with it. And phenomenal as a six-man tag, and Kofi's great by himself, and he's killing it. And yeah, I think it's really good.
I think so too. It's almost like it's almost like Big E couldn't get healthy soon enough, brother. They had to get these guys back together. And fun little fact here about this. I heard during SmackDown the other night they just surpassed 5 years together as a team officially. And what do you think about the longevity of the New Day, Clyde? And are you enjoying seeing them with all the belts, brother?
Oh, of course, man. The power of positivity. I'm all about the New Day. This. I'm loving it, man. I'd like to see them all three get a nice little run. I feel like they've definitely worked for it. And, Kofi with the WWE title, I still feel like that should have happened a long time ago. But what better time than right now, brother?
What better time than now? I believe a great poet once said that. I don't know who it was.
We'll have to Google that.
Speaking of some great poets or some great actors, what do you guys think about the Iconics? I don't know if you guys had a chance to take SmackDown in. I thought it was a pretty good show overall, but I really enjoyed the fact when the match where they was facing the Ibuki Warriors, the newly formed tag team there with Kairi Sane and Asuka, and they just took the intentional count out so they could retain the titles, and they were just like so happy just to even do that. I just thought it was funny. It added a good little, the Iconics do add a cool little element to the show. I can't lie. And Mike Britt, how are you digging their title run, brother?
Yeah, I am, and I'm kind of surprised they've ran with it as long as they have, especially when they actually don't defend it or in the ring too much to do it. But yeah, I am enjoying it. When they first come onto the scene, I'm just going to be completely honest. I thought they were really goofy, and I didn't care for them. But the more I've watched them, probably over the last year or so, I really dig their style of comedy, what they bring to the table, and they can really get it done in the ring too. So that classic count out, that's a little nod to Ric Flair right there, keeping the belt. I liked it.
You gotta love it. They just intentionally get counted out and just laugh the whole time. And Clyde, what'd you think about that? And are you digging this Iconics run, brother? Is it iconic in your mind?
Oh yeah. I've been down with them since day one, man. Back in NXT, it's like when Jim Carrey said the most annoying sound in the world. It could be the Iconics, man. I love it. I love the chicken, the chicken shit hill routine that they do, and I hope they just keep on trucking.
Keep on keeping on, yeah. Speaking of somebody who doesn't do the chicken shit hill routine, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. What a match they put on Extreme Rules. I don't know if you gentlemen had a chance to take it in or not. I'm assuming you did, but man, the match literally went from the crowd to the concourse to the concession stand, back to the crowd, back through the ring, through some walls, backstage, back to the ring, back to the side of the stage, and I don't know, Mike Britt, what'd you think about all the madness, man? That was one I truly enjoyed seeing.
Probably my favorite match on the card, man. I got to say, probably no secret, I'm a huge Braun Strowman fan. I'm a huge Bobby Lashley fan. I guess it's just the '80s kid in me. Loves these big guys, like the big John Studd, Road Warrior type kind of guys. And I loved it, man. I love a good gimmick match. And these guys, man, they just really brought it. I like what they're doing with Braun now. It don't seem like they got him where he's just destroying stuff. He's actually got a competition, somebody he's wrestling with now. He's destroying stuff. So I thought it was really good, man. Like I said, one of the best matches on the card.
Well said, Mike. That's how I like my Braun Strowman. Like you said, have him out there clashing with another Titan, man. I don't need to see him tearing up a damn brand new Chevy Camaro or nothing like that there, brother. It just doesn't even do nothing for me, brother. But these types of matches like we just seen in Extreme Rules, that's how I like my Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley for that matter. And Clyde, your thoughts on the match?
Steak and potatoes, brother, with all the sizzle. It had everything you need. Like Mike said, man, it's that old school. It's the monsters of wrestling. And I love those kind of guys, man. I feel like both of these guys should have been WWE champion already, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, brother. Speaking of seeing what happens, I can't wait to see what happens after this commercial break when we come back and play a little bit of random wrestling knowledge with you gentlemen. So both of you guys hold tight. Audience, thank you so much for listening to segment number 1. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this. You think that your man cave has it all. The memorabilia, the pool table, the bar, the bowling alley. But you're still running to the bathroom during the game's critical moments. Not anymore. Introducing the Poop Chute. Our patented carbon fiber technology is the same stuff used on the space shuttle to safely remove human waste. Simply attach the Poop Chute to the nearest couch or ottoman, run the 40-foot of free hose to the nearest toilet, and let it rip. These homemade inventions seem like good ideas until you get poop on your hands. Just try the Poop Chute. For only 9 easy payments of $49.99, you will never miss the game-winning touchdown again. Just call 1-800-635-POOP. Operators are standing by. The Poop Chute. It's a home run. Hello, I'm Richard, but you can call me Dick. And I'm going to talk about something today that not a lot of men really like to talk about. But sometimes after a long day in the saddle, I get a little itching in my nether region. And that's why I got with my friend Peter here and created a wonderful product. You tell him about it, Peter.
Well, my name's Peter. I'll tell you, you got an itch and you giddy up. There ain't nothing better for that itch than Texas Ball Cream.
That's right, it's Texas Ball Cream. You can pick us up at all your local retailers. Just ask the pharmacist for Texas Ball Cream.
This is Ray Fury representing Revo Pro Wrestling, and you are listening to That Wrestling Podcast. Yeet!
Welcome back! Segment number 2. Man, what a segment we have right here. It's time to really do this, guys. And, audience out there, I don't know if you know about this segment or not, but we like to call this one Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. And what it is, every show we ask Clyde. In this case, it's going to be Clyde and Mike Britt. 3 random wrestling-related questions, and they're literally coming from out of nowhere. So feel free to play along at home, and let's hop into this. Clyde, do you want to go first, or do you want to let Mike go first? How do you want to do this, brother?
Let's see. We'll let Mike go first if he's up to it.
See if Mike is up to the challenge. Mike, are you up for going first?
I am, man. I had a really, correct me if I'm wrong, but me and Clyde may be 1-1 now, or does Clyde got the lead? I know he whipped me like a redheaded stepchild at a family picnic last time we did this, but
We are tied up. This is a rubber match, brother.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, this is for all the marbles right here, gentlemen. Whoever wins
Okay.
gets the free Little Caesars pizza coupon. Okay.
If Mike wins, we need to change it to random wrestling questions with Mike.
Oh, until someone else wins, and okay, that might be a good idea. We always keep it named after whoever's the current champion at that time. I got you. That's a good idea. Maybe we can incorporate that. You guys ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Mike, question number 1, brother, coming at you hot and fast. Here we go. How many times has Drew McIntyre held the Intercontinental Championship?
Drew McIntyre, Intercontinental Championship, 0.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 0 times. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Clyde, would you like to attempt to steal? You can steal. If you miss it, then the next question goes to Mike, though.
Yeah, I'll take that one, brother.
How many times?
I'm gonna say 1 time for Mr. McIntyre back in the day.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 1 time. All right. Well done, Clyde, brother. Well done.
Santa Maria.
My God, Jared, wrong.
Mike, are you ready for question number 1, brother?
Yeah, hopefully it's an improvement from that first one.
Question number 2, rather. I apologize. All right, here we go. Here we go, brother. How many times did Road Dogg Jesse James hold the IC Championship?
Well, now you're hitting in my neck of the woods a little bit more, a little Pensacola boy. I'm going to say twice.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2 times. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. Clyde, do you want to steal or pass?
I'll go ahead and I'm going to say Road Dogg. I remember him having it 1 time, so I'm going to go with 1.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Good one there, brother. Mike, I think you're going to need to get this one right to hang in there. Are you ready, Mike?
It appears that 1 is not a lonely number today, is it? That is, okay.
All right, Mike. Here we go, brother. How many times did Road Dogg Jesse James hold the Hardcore Championship?
Now I'm just going to throw it out there because I really don't know. That belt went back and forth so many times. I'm going to say, I ought to say 1, huh? I'm going to say 3. 3 times. Watch Clyde say 1 and win it.
What's your answer?
3 times.
All
3
right.
times.
Oh. Clyde, do you want to steal this question or pass?
I think I'm going to go for a new question, man. I'm not too familiar with that title. Back
All
in
right.
the day.
The correct answer is actually 1.
Oh, get out of here.
Good Lord.
Kind of like I
I should've
took
took it.
You should
Kind
have
of like I
said
took
1.
10th in high school, man. Just go down, just coloring in all the circles, man.
I would try to draw stuff in those things. I usually passed. All right, Mike. Or sorry, Clyde. Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go, Clyde.
Yeah.
All right. How many times has Cesaro held the United States Championship?
Twice. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 2 times. Final answer. Oh, no, Clyde. I'm so sorry. Good try, though, brother. Do you want to steal, Mike?
I am going to steal.
How many times has Cesaro won the United States Championship?
1 time.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 1 time. Yes!
1. I kind of see the trend where this thing was going today. So.
Good job. Good job. All right, Clyde, this is for all the marbles, brother.
All right.
If you get this one right, it's over.
All right, baby.
I believe it is. It's 2-1 right now. We got 2. Actually, no, maybe not. We'll have to go to the tiebreaker. I apologize. Okay, here we go. How many times has Cesaro been a WWE Tag Team Champion? How many times?
Oh, good Lord. I'm going to say Cesaro's been a tag team champion 4 times. That's my final answer.
Mr. Producer Man, show me 4 times. Final answer. No. Mike, do you want to steal or you want a fresh question?
Give me a fresh question.
All right, here we go, brother. Here we go. How many times has Drew McIntyre held the WWE Tag Titles?
one. One time.
Mr. Producer Man, show me one time. Oh. You don't need to worry about stealing their Clyde. That wrapped it up for today. Correct answer was 2 times. 2 times. Once with Cody Rhodes.
I would have said 0.
Once with Cody Rhodes, once with Dolph Ziggler just recently.
I don't remember either one of those runs. Yeah, I would have. That was my next one was 0. Okay.
There wasn't no demolition.
No.
You guys want to take a jab at the bonus question just for some fun here on this segment?
Yeah, why not, brother?
All right, let's hear. Mike Britt, who holds the record for the shortest United States Championship reign, and how long was it?
Shortest United States Championship reign. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Truth.
R-Truth.
Ron Killings. R-Truth.
And how long was the reign?
3 days.
3 days. All right. Clyde, who was it? Who was it? How long?
I'm going to go with Raven. 7 days.
All right. Well, let me see, Mr. Producer Man. Yeah, that's a tough one, though, guys. That is a tough one. It's just for you guys out there to know, audience and both of you gentlemen, the correct answer was Steve Austin. He held the title for 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have said that. My life depended on Steve Austin about my mouth.
Yeah, gun to the head. I'd been dead on that one, bro.
Hey, well, great competition today, gentlemen, on that there. Clyde beat you, Mike, but Mike, you've beat him before. You guys are going back and forth. It's like the Clash of the Titans. It's like Ali and Foreman out there just exchanging blows and rope-a-doping around. And, Clyde, you got any closing thoughts on the Random Wrestling Knowledge segment, brother? Congratulations on the big win today.
Well, you know, as always, it's an honor and privilege to go up against Mike or Nevlin's or Jerry or anybody else, man. It's just good fun, brother.
Absolutely. Mike, do you have any closing thoughts for the Random Wrestling Knowledge segment, brother?
Well, I'll tell you what, all of us eat, breathe, and sleep wrestling, man. So just to go up against Clyde, man, Clyde is a walking wrestling encyclopedia. So just to stay in the same ring with him, baby, I'm happy.
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely. Yeah, great segment to both of you gentlemen. We're going to hop out, pay a few bills, but we'll be right back to wrap the show up with a cool little new segment actually called What's Hot. We're going to talk a little bit about Brock Lesnar cashing in. Got a bunch of cool stuff to wrap the show up with. Please, you don't want to miss it, folks. We'll be right back after this. The following is a paid advertisement. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any claims, guarantees, or products in this ad. Hey ladies out there, you having trouble getting somebody to pay you a few dollars? Well, contact Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services today. Intervention.
You need us to intervene, smack a couple guys around? No problem.
Mediation. We can mediate your problem today. Protection.
You need your money, you need it now. We'll go find them, smack them around. Nobody's got to know a thing.
That's Paulie and Paul's Intervention, Mediation, and Protection Services, also known as PIMP. The following is a paid advertisement for Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. That Wrestling Podcast is not responsible for any products in this ad. Do you suffer from ACE, also known as atypical constant ejaculation? Well, you are not alone. And now, thanks to the Scrotal Treatment Center of America's patented new Semenese technology, you can get your problem taken care of. It's a series of 3 invasive laser-guided injections that'll have you up and running in no time. That's the Scrotal Treatment Centers of America. Not only am I a spokesman, but I'm a client. Welcome back! Segment number 3. Man, what a show it's been today. Played a little bit of random wrestling knowledge, catching up on our wrestling talk with you guys, and we are happy to be back for segment number 3 to talk a little bit about Brock cashing in. And Mike Britt, are you ready to hop into this segment, brother?
Yeah, hippity hop, baby, hippity hop.
Hippity hop, hippity hop. Clyde, how do you feel? You ready to hop into all this?
Yeah, I'm ready to get it in there, brother.
Get it in like some biscuits in the oven, baby.
That's right.
We use these really ridiculous, like, Kentucky slang like that. Like, I'm sure nobody in, like, New York is, like, saying, let's get it in like some biscuits in the oven, are they?
You throwing a little Alabama with Kentucky, baby? We need a translator up north, let me tell you.
That's right, baby. We ain't got nothing but some corn on the cob and biscuits coming on there, baby. All right, guys, so let's talk about this.
Jambalaya and sweet tea, bro.
Hey, that's good too. You know, I was actually real quick. Hate to get off topic. I heard that like McDonald's and places like that don't even serve like sweet tea out west. Like it's just a Southern thing. I didn't know that.
What a strange way to be.
How could you go to McDonald's and not get sweet tea? Mike, you guys got sweet tea down there in Alabama at McDonald's, right?
Sure. Son, that's about the only thing you drink around here, sweet tea.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm really pretty sure, like
brother.
out west and like up in the Midwest and Northeast and stuff like the McDonald's don't carry the Southern style sweet tea the way I understand it. If an audience, if someone's out there listening from that part of the world, please fill us in. We got to know if we take a road trip if we can get our daggone sweet tea.
Jerry Negron. Do you got sweet tea in Connecticut?
Speaking of, I got a friend that mixes whiskey with tea. He calls it tea-ski.
Tea skis?
Yeah!
You got to try it out. Yeah, we ought to have a few
tea-ski.
drinks. Let's have a few tea skis before the next show, guys. Let's do that.
Yeah, lose weight of it, baby.
It sounds like a good idea. But here's something I've been dying to hop on. I hate to try to steer the train back onto the tracks here, fellas, but I'm sure both of you guys saw Brock cashing in, and this was pretty telegraphed. We've seen it coming, but for everybody out there that says they don't like this and they hate to see Brock run with the titles, they sure as hell tune in and watch the next night on Raw, because I think ratings were up about 30% from the week before. And Mike Britt, what do you think about this? Is it a good time for Brock to run with the title? And I'm pretty sure that the ratings don't lie. That's what I'm heading with this.
Yeah, you can't argue facts, man. I'm just like every other fan out there as far as them saying that Brock's not on enough. He doesn't defend the title that much. And forgive me, Seth Rollins fans, but I'm glad Brock's got it. I think it was a great heel move, and it created a lot of heat. And Brock is just that big, super heavyweight beast that looks like he should have the title. So maybe we'll see him a little bit more. That would be my only complaint. Hopefully he's not going way too long. But I like it, man. I'm glad he's got the belt. I'm probably going to get beat when I get off this phone out in the streets. But, yeah, that's my opinion.
He definitely looks the part. And Clyde, what do you think, brother? Like I said, the numbers don't really lie as far as the ratings go, but do you enjoy seeing Brock with the title, and do you think it's good for business? It could be two different answers, even.
Yeah, I think definitely for the short term, man. I've always looked at Brock as somebody who, as much as everybody complains about him, I think after he's gone, people are going to realize that he really was special. Everything he does, I've said this before, everything he does looks real, man. Everything looks snug. When he's coming to the ring, you just get this primal. I just want to run through a wall sometimes when I see this dude. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, the energy's real, and he almost has like the kind of charisma that people don't give him credit for. It's like that unspoken, like when he comes walking into the arena, and I hate to steal some comedian's joke, but it's like, oh, who let their pit bull off the leash? You know what I mean? Oh, is that your pit player? Like people's running around, like it's gonna get this good. You know what I mean? It's like it really is something like that, man.
Yeah, he's a hoss, brother.
Yeah, Brock's always gonna bring that big time feel. Whenever he has a match, it's something special. And when you just see him on Raw, it's like, it's just special when he comes out. He's just got that realism about him.
Yeah, it just has a pay-per-view type feel to it. You're right. It's just kind of like seeing Floyd Mayweather or something, or a Conor McGregor. He kind of adds that. He has that other element of, the next level of it factor to him. He does, guys. And as much as I like to rag on Brock for not being on the show from week to week and not seeing the champion on TV, really, you kind of got to come around to different ways of thinking when you see that the audience isn't tuning in and showing up to the arena, but when he has the belt, they do. So, that the proof is in the pudding, I guess, fellas.
Shout out to Paul Heyman too, man. He's the extra spice on that big steak.
Yeah, he's the biscuit in the oven, baby.
That's right. He's the butter on the biscuit.
There you go. And so, speaking of WWE finding their groove and kind of figuring out how to work with somebody, I really thought they did a great job when they put Taker with Roman Reigns in that tag match because, kind of helped to hide some of Undertaker's flaws. And now he can kind of go out on the note he wants to go out on, just give him a few minutes to wrestle here and there, and he can still come out and shine for a few moments at a time. I really enjoyed that match, all the back and forth in it. And Mike Britt, what do you think about that? Do you like Undertaker working some tag matches?
I do, and beyond the tag match, this is just my personal opinion. I think he can do a single match as well. I'm still going to be that guy that speaks out and go, the Saudi Arabia show, man. The unbelievable heat. Booker T talked about it recently, talking about the heat and what kind of job he probably would have did. He didn't think he would be able to do much better. So I'm saying that I think it redeemed him somewhat. I still think the Taker can go, man. Is he like he was in his 30s or even 40s? No. But, man, he looked great the other night. So if we have to keep him in tag team matches to see Taker, I'm all down.
Absolutely. And, Clyde, what did you think about the match as a whole? And do you like seeing Taker in some of these tag matches? Would you like to see Taker on WWE programming?
anytime them lights go out and you hear that gong, it's a good night, brother. I love seeing the Undertaker out there, man. I hope he's around as long as he can do it. And booking him in a tag, I think, is really smart, man, because it does give him a little bit of a break. Let somebody else get in there and get their stuff in, and then he can come in there and clean up. But I love it, man. And I know Mike's with me on this, and I know you are too. I'm still hoping for Undertaker versus Sting, maybe come WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Clyde.
Why not? I mean, this guy, obviously wants to continue to wrestle, and I think Sting could be convinced to come back out there. I mean, why not have that? That's truly is a dream matchup, especially for anybody that's in their 30s or 40s or late 20s or whatever. Would just love to see that matchup.
Honestly, I think it's the only dream match left right now, brother.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this, Clyde. David, what do y'all feel about this? The whole reimagine thing they just did. Do you think that's a teaser? Do you think that's a conversation they're trying to open up to see if there's any interest in this match?
I really hope it's what you're saying, man, that it could be a teaser, and WrestleMania is the spot for that match. I really believe that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, well said about that, Mike. I didn't really think of that from that perspective, but yeah, it absolutely could be a teaser. I mean, why not just kind of float it out there and see what the reception is, Yeah,
I'm sitting here thinking about just the promos, and I'm getting excited.
Look, you're always excited, Clyde, brother. I mean, goodness gracious. Here's something I'm excited about. I don't know how it's going to work out, guys, but here's something I'm excited about. We're going to try a brand new segment today. We're going to play it. It's called What's Hot? And we're going to talk about this together, guys, and we're going to go like a little round table here. Each of us throw out a topic that we think is hot at the moment. What do you think the hottest thing in professional wrestling is, today, right now, as of this show? Clyde, go ahead, open up. What's hot right now, baby?
Man, I got to go with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, and, his debut on Raw where he snatched up Finn Balor. And I'm just loving it, man. I've been a fan of Bray Wyatt since he was Husky Harris, so hopefully this will be his big push. I think that's the hottest thing going. That's just my opinion.
Well said. Definitely been the hottest vignettes, leading up the past few months, and really kind of, even though Bray hasn't been in the ring, that was kind of part of what was keeping Raw afloat during the time when it seemed like everything was in flux for a few months, and the only thing that was consistent for a few weeks there was seeing a new Firefly Funhouse vignette, and it was kind of helped carry the show. Yeah, absolutely. That's hot right now. Mike Britt, what's hot right now, baby?
Well, I don't know how hot it is, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to throw it in the category. I really enjoyed the Aleister Black and Cesaro match, man. That was my kind of wrestling. It was hard hitting, and I knew before that match started, man, that Cesaro he was gonna bring it. That was just a hard hitting match, man. I like watching shows like that, and I'm gonna get behind Aleister Black, man. I think he's pretty hot right now. I love his ring entrance. It's got that Undertaker kind of feel to it, and when the dude hits you with the black mask, it's over, baby.
Absolutely, man. Aleister Black, one of the hottest guys on the planet. Cesaro, one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Should be hotter, but just kind of was botched in the past. But yeah, these two guys can go together. Absolutely, that is hot. Okay, my take. Here we go, guys. What's hot for me? I don't know if you guys had a chance to take in Fyter Fest, but man, that main event was hot. The Young Bucks versus Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, and in the end, the Young Bucks won. But talk about some phenomenal ring work, and being able to see Dustin getting there and grit it out at his age, and just the type of phenomenal match they put on. They went over 30. It was 31 minutes and 27 seconds. This match went, gentlemen, back and forth, back and forth. The Young Bucks, man. I don't know how much of these guys either one of you have seen. I know, Mike, you've been catching up on them here lately. Man, talk about some crazy moves. I don't even know what to call some of this stuff. They run full speed across the ring. They jump up, hit the second rope, then the top rope, then they jump outside to the ring mat area and just take people out. I mean, it's just crazy, phenomenal stuff that just really, it almost reminds you of like some superheroes in the ring. And yeah, really enjoyed that. That's hot for me right now, brothers. And that's pretty much all we got for today's show. And Mike, do you have any closing thoughts before we hop out, brother?
I sure do, man. There's a few things I'd like to plug if I could have a minute. And
the floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. Going to a show this Saturday night, and it's a tribute to a friend of mine, Mr. Larry. Larry Bolton is actually the guy. Damien Midnight Productions is the name of his production, and he's putting on a wrestling event, and it's a tribute to his father that he lost a little while ago. And we're going to have Brimstone, versus Mac Daddy Duggs. Yeah, it's also going to be a cage match featuring Chris Black, which is a great talent around here in the Gulf Coast. And I also want to congratulate Mr. Oxford Haney, he is the new Revolt champion, Gulf Coast Revolt champion. So that's a couple of plugs I just wanted to plug.
Heck yeah, that is awesome. And speaking of a quick plug, I just want to take one more moment to thank Mr. Ray Fury for joining us today on the on this interview we did. We're going to have that all edited and produced and ready for you guys as soon as possible. So we'll get 2 claps in the big yeet yeet for Ray Fury. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to get that out to you guys. And Clyde, do you have any closing thoughts before we hop out today, brother?
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Fury for doing that, man. Big props there. And we was talking earlier about the random wrestling knowledge. Daniel Alexander. Sorry I didn't bring you up, brother. My buddy up in Canada. Tall boys in there, brother.
Tall boys in the area. Daniel on here shared his knowledge one time. We're going to get him back up here to go against either one of you fine gentlemen here soon.
He is the greatest Canadian of all time, brother. Just right behind Bret Hart, I think.
Oh, hands down.
maybe behind Brett and Owen, then you put him third.
Good point.
Touche. Well, gentlemen, I truly thank both of you guys for taking the time to step into the show today. I know we hadn't been on in a couple weeks, folks. It's just the summertime. We're all out drinking beer at the lake, the creek. You never know what we're doing, but we will definitely be back hopefully next Wednesday with another podcast. And before that, we're going to have this Ray Fury interview produced and released maybe sometime this weekend. So we can't wait. We got huge things coming up. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you like us, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. It's the way we roll right here on That Wrestling Podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one. This summer, one family.
Dad, this place is kind of creepy.
Son, get some rest. There's nothing to be afraid of. Is about to see that things ain't always what they seem.
The legend is true. Can't believe it.
For thousands of years, they've been dormant, and now they must eat. Darnell Jackson and Haley Joel Osment star in this summer's blockbuster hit that you won't want to miss. Okay, my keys. Where's my keys?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh God.
Clowns in a house.
I just want to go home.
The following is a paid advertisement for Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020. As a local business owner for over 20 years, Dick Drizzle has helped to provide jobs and stabilize our economy. As a city councilman, his Clean Streets initiative have our streets cleaner than ever, and we now have our very own 5K marathon. His humble beginnings and modest lifestyle keeps him connected to the people that matter most. Dick Drizzle, his policies work for you. Vote Dick Drizzle for Congress 2020.